Sister Sherry, this is Victor Callender, and it's now 21, it's now 9:10 in the morning. I think today's the 17th day of July 2025, and I'm in a little vacation spot. So, as a result of that, I have not been really in tune with time, really. Sister Sherry, I want to tell you this. Barbados is for sale to the highest bidder, and as a result of Barbados being for sale to the highest bidder, the acts of perversity, the discrepant behavior that comes across Barbados in all facets is will be no surprise. Should be no surprise. Um, People have lost their minds, and they do not realize that the databases that they help to build with their acts of perversion and other insidious type behaviors, that's going to be part of their legacy, their history. And they continue to manifest that because of the fact that Barbados is seriously lacking in an identity. It has no identity. It used to be culturally identified and culturally appropriate. But in order to facilitate for a carnival type atmosphere in Barbados, we have co opted the worst of cultures, of the worst of cultural misappropriations and misbehaviors, and we wear that as a badge of honor, as if it's something to be proud of. And the people who should speak out against it, we're talking about regathering and all of this other nonsense. And it's nonsense. It is just a chamber, a commerce event when you talk about these things that make money, but denigrate the cultural strength that Barbados once had. Crop Over Festival was not meant to be what it has become. And those that are in government office, shame on you for allowing Barbados to degrade into what Barbados has degraded into. You politicians who sit in the House of Assembly, and I'm talking to the Mia Motley led administration, you're responsible for holding up a standard of decency at a national level. These people who get on camera and do these perverse acts, they should be arrested. They should be arrested. Again, the standard that once was is no more. And the government can't only blame regular Barbadian citizenry for that. Set the damn laws in place through legislation to deal with people who violate. If you went to Saudi Arabia, if you went to the UAE, if you went to some places in the world and behaved the way that some of these miscreants behave, you know what would happen to them? You know what would happen to them? So it is permissive in Barbados because all things fly. There are no standards anymore. No standards politically, no standards. The judiciary can't do anything that the legislation doesn't permit them to do. Legislative bodies pass laws, judiciaries enact the laws passed by the legislative process. As a result of what's going on in Barbados, poor standards, poor values. People are not just poor economically. If they were just poor economically, I could deal with that. But when you're poor in values, your value system is poor. Now that's a different psychological, sociological issue that goes to the heart of your spiritual walk. Not your religiosity, not your religion, but your spiritual walk. And the fact that everybody seems to want to be politically correct, but not spiritually correct, not spiritually correct, Political correctness is chosen over spiritual correctness leads to the problem of those kinds of miscreant type behaviors that you see exhibited up there at the crane. So until those things are fixed, until politicians grow the men some intestinal and testicular fortitude, and the women of Barbados inhale and exhale what should be right for Barbados and Barbados's children and the future of Barbados, they're going to continue to slip away into nothingness, second-class citizenship. Slavery was the least of Barbados's problems. It was the least. It was the least of Barbados's problems, because if you didn't want to be continue to be a slave here in the 21st century, you could change that. But the mentality is slavish. The mentality of the Barbadian population, not all, not most, but some, continue to add to being shackled, mental slavery, and an abyss, a darkness, a dark, dark place. And to have a dark, be coming from a dark, dark place and having children and things like that leads to nowhere good for Barbados. Nowhere good. Place that has so many churches and so much so-called religious walks should be more spiritually grounded. It's not. It can't. And people continuously turn their eye, allow the pervasive nature of these scurrilous acts to be exacerbated throughout our island nation. It is a sad, sad day. It is a sad, sad time. And there are a few stories that are very great coming out of Barbados with young people and Barbadians doing great things culturally, doing great things to improve our island home. But then there are those misfits, those collaborative ignoramuses who continuously tear the place down, and they want nothing. They're nothingers, and want nothing better for the country than to tear it down and pollute it with their level of toxicity. And they know who they are, and they know who is leading them. They're not they're not doing it of their own volition, most of them, because they're too stupid to think to do something that's of criminal enterprise. They're being led by higher level, higher class criminals who personify evil and wickedness. That's their manifestation. And until the people wake up and decide to fight back and go and get the criminals wherever they are, you're going to have this nonsense continuing to be pervasive throughout the island.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.